Recently, I found myself looking into my cloud storage solution. But not only that, it was also ways that I could sync and collaborate with other members of my team. As this channel grows, and we've just gone past 10,000 subs now, it's getting busier and busier. And I'm trying to find ways to work regularly, remotely with my intern and with other video editors just to help me with the weekly workflow. Now, as you can imagine, with the kind of work I do here on the channel, I get emails from a lot of companies asking me to look at their devices, products, and services. And just as I was really beginning to take seriously the thoughts of how to work remotely with interns and video editors, I had an email turn up from Sync.com. Clearly, it got my attention. It was a really timely email. And I began to look into it, and I realized things have moved on an awful lot in the world of cloud storage. Now, I've been using another cloud storage solution for years and years and years now. And I don't know if you're like me, but you kind of get lazy, you get set in your ways. But things have really moved on. We'll be looking at how I've got Sync.com set up on my Mac, how I installed it, and how I use it in just a little while's time. But first of all, what is Sync.com and who's it for? Well, at its very basic level, Sync.com is a cloud storage solution, but it offers so much more than that we'll be going through and looking at in just a few moments' time. Who's it for? It's certainly for students. If you've got a kid that's maybe going back to school, college, or university in the next few weeks, it's for them. It's for small businesses. It's for creators, certainly for creators like myself, and it's even for enterprise as well. And it's got plans for everybody to take advantage of. Of course, you can access your files from everywhere, as you generally would expect, but better than that, you can put expiry dates on. You can protect them with passwords. You get unlimited data transfer, even with clients that don't have a Sync.com account, and all of that with immediate access from day one. Now, it is similar to cloud solutions such as Dropbox that I've been using for years and years and years, but it's got some unique features as well. There are plans for individuals starting out with 5 gigs of free storage, but the most popular plan by far is the one that I'm using at the moment, the Pro Teams Unlimited. It is such crazy good value for money, and it's got so many good features going for it. For instance, you get unlimited storage, you can custom brand, and you also get phone support from a human. Not a bot. You don't have to get a ticket. You don't have to wait online. You don't have to fill in some boring email. You get a human being to speak to, somebody that actually cares about your problem and will help you sort out whatever that problem is, making sure that you're happy and able to go on with your day's work. And as if that wasn't enough, you also get 365 days of data recovery as well. You must have done it. I know I have. You think you've sent the final file to the client, you delete things, you clear things out, and you're like, oh, I've deleted the wrong file. With Sync.com, you get 365 days to go and find those old files, those old revisions, the files you thought you never need again. You've got that great peace of mind. Now, if we look at Dropbox, for instance, one of their plans at a similar price point, you only get 180 days of recovery time. And not only that, with that price plan from Dropbox, you only get 9 terabytes of storage as well. Now, when I was going through the specs of this service and I saw unlimited, I couldn't quite get my head around it. So I reached out to the team that I've been dealing with and said, is that right? Am I reading this right? Before I tell the guys that are going to watch this video that it's unlimited, is that right? And it's true. Unlimited storage. On that great plan, on that Pro Teams plan, you get unlimited storage. Now you can imagine for somebody like myself, the main reason I was looking to find a new solution was because I was moving around great big video files. I'm often shooting 10-bit log files. They are chunky boys. Now with this, I've got a wonderful way that I can share with my team quickly, privately and securely. I don't have to worry about filling up RAIDs and backup devices here, clogging up my Mac on the hard drive. I can just push those files off to Sync.com with unlimited amount of data storage online, knowing also I can share and collaborate with my team as well. Privacy, of course, is massively important to anybody that works online. Certainly is to me, and I take it very, very seriously. With Sync.com, you've got great peace of mind that your data is encrypted end-to-end, fully encrypted end-to-end. They will never look at your data. Your data is replicated across multiple SOC2 certified data centers. All of those data centers have got SAS RAID storage, which in other words, taking all the jargon out, it means that your data is safe online. Now, while Dropbox will tell you that your data is encrypted, it's not properly encrypted. There are ways they can look at your data if they really want to. But with Sync.com, you haven't got to worry about it. Their whole business model is built on the fact that your privacy is king. Keeping your data secure is their biggest mission in this business. In a moment, we're going to have a little look at how I downloaded, set up, and how I use Sync.com on my Mac. Also, I just wanted to mention that if you're tempted with this service, and you really should take a look into it, particularly if you've got set in your ways using something old and dated like Dropbox, take a look at Sync.com, see what you think. And if you like it as much as I do, there's a special and exclusive code in the description that I'll leave you in a moment, where you can get your hands on this service at a great rate. It's really worth looking at. Now let's have a look at how I've got it set up on my Mac. Stands to reason that the first thing you're going to need to do is to download Sync to your device. Now, I'm a Mac user, but it's also available for Windows machines as well, and it's also available in the App Store, so you can get it on your iPhone and your iPad as well, and I've got it running on both of those, so I'm in sync across all of my devices. Once you've run the installer from the DMG file, you just, as normal with Mac, drag it into your applications, and once that's done, you'll get the Sync logo in your menu bar. If you go to the preferences, a couple of things just to show you there. First of all, in the options, here's interesting. You can decide where you want Sync to run. Now, if, say, your MacBook Air hasn't got a lot of internal storage on it, you can decide to have Sync be stored on an external drive as well. You can decide if you want it to launch when the computer started up, to show notifications, show icon overlays, and also to, if there's the odd server error report, whether to send those or not. The account is just if you should ever need to reset your password. This tab I hardly ever use, just very occasionally I might clear cache. Progress is really interesting. If, say, some of my team are sending files back to me or I'm sending something to them, I can see the progress percentage-wise of how much progress we're making with that. Now, this is really interesting. It's similar to Dropbox Smart Sync. So again, say on a MacBook Air where you might not have an awful lot of internal storage, you can use this, so you've only got the files available on your machine that you need at a certain time. Basically, you're using Sync servers to hold everything in the cloud and just bring down to your local machine what you need. And it's very straightforward. As you can see that it says here, keep newly added files in the cloud, which is what I've done. You can see where I've got my options ticked here. And you can save disk space by sending files I haven't opened in a while to the cloud, which again is recommended. You can store all of my Sync files in the cloud now. So as your library and your data begins to build up, you can sync everything. Don't forget unlimited storage that you've got with Sync, or you can download all of my Sync files now if you've got a Mac with amazing amounts of storage on it and you don't mind having it locally. But that's what's set up in the preferences. And once we've done that, we can actually start looking at the local desktop client. And once you've sorted out your preferences, going to your desktop client, it's very familiar. Of course, you'll recognize it. This looks very similar to other cloud storage solutions, and all of the folders that you've got here and files that you've got here will be sent to your Sync Cloud account, which is what we're going to look at next. We've come over now to my Sync Cloud account, and this is where all the fun stuff happens. This is where the good stuff happens. Before we get into that, though, something you need to take very seriously is your online security. I nearly got caught last year, so go into settings, security, and make sure you enable 2FA. We should all be using 2FA. I nearly got caught, as I say, so every time I'm online now, I make sure all of my accounts are secured with 2FA. Back to the files now. All of the files that I had on my desktop, as you expect, are here as well. I'm going to be going through a few of these with you in just a moment, but it's so easy to use. Now, B-roll for me, B-roll is king. I spend ages each week shooting B-roll. I might not need it again now or for months to come, but I don't want to delete it. I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want it equally taking up unnecessary space on my Mac locally, or even for my other creators to have in there and collaborators to have in their accounts too. So what I can do is move it into the Vault. Now, the Vault is only available online. It's only available on the cloud, but it's a great feature. I can tick that. I can then move that B-roll folder into the Vault, so it's still safe. It's there whenever I want to go and use it, but it's just not taking up space until I decide that I need to go and find it. Back to the Files app. There's all sorts of things you can do here. You can set up different filters and ways you want to look at things. You can create new folders here as well. And then if I want to share work out with people, for instance, I can create a link. So say somebody hasn't got a Sync account, I can create this URL. I can then go into settings. I can put in expiry dates. I can give all sorts of file permissions if I want them to be able to comment on it. There's so much that you can do. And don't forget, you can tailor that to each person that you're sending these things out to. And you can delete files here. You can create files here, create new folders here. And anything you do here, of course, is going to show up on the local client as well. So we've been through the Vault. You can star things, which is another very quick way of wanting to find something. You can make sure that any files that you think are going to be something you want to use regularly, you've starred. And the events, this is really, really useful. This is a link. This is a list of all the links and all the activity that's been going on in your account. So you know exactly what's been going on. It's like an event log in essence. So it's really useful for you to be able to use that. And here is where you've got a list of the users that are on your account as well. So if you're working with other people, all of their details would be shown here too. It's a very simple interface to use, and that's part of its beauty. But also, it's really comprehensive. It's got all the features that you'd come to expect from a really good, solid online cloud storage and syncing device. But it's just really quick to use. And don't forget, unlimited amounts of storage. I cannot keep coming back to that enough. You get, with that Pro Unlimited plan, you get unlimited amounts of storage. All of these huge video files no longer have to be clogging things up at my end. I can just park them off the Sync, knowing they're safe and they're ready for me to use whenever I need them. By now, you've pretty much seen all of the ways that I use Sync.com on a daily basis, the way I use it to run or help to run this channel. All of my B-roll, all of my backups, all of my archive work is now stored in Sync.com. Not only have I got great peace of mind about the data, privacy and security, it's a fast, quick and efficient service. And also, of course, I can collaborate and share with other members of my team as well. If you like the look of Sync.com and want to try it out, don't forget there is that exclusive code only for viewers of this channel that you can go and try it for yourself. I can't tell you what a difference it's made to me in running this channel on a daily and weekly basis. And if you do click on that link, it does help the channel out, but it's something I really do believe in. Let me know in the comments how you've been using it, what features you like about it most, and how you think it's improved your daily and weekly workflow. I'd love to hear what you love most about Sync.com. Thank you so much to Sync.com for being behind me and helping to make this video, and I'll see you all again next week.